We are live and we are recording. I just need my notes because I can never remember what to say. Welcome, my friends. Welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. For those counting, that was only 2 welcomes, not including where I used the word welcome there. Now it's a total of
3.
4. I am Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and your host for tonight's events, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, Tithes of Acheron. This is episode 7 of Segmentum First, Into the Maw, and with me are, of course, my wonderful Grimdark players, Rodance, Alturios, Warner, Darius, and Rev. Let's take a moment to briefly check in with the players, and then we can get started. So let me pull up my Zoom window because I can't keep up with all these damn windows I got. Rev, we'll start with you. Do we have an ad read, or are you just going to blather about something else?
No, we don't necessarily have an ad read. I've had a heck of a day and a lot of pain right now. So.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything to help you with the pain, except Warhammer. Take that as you will.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else? Are we missing somebody from the table? We are. Rodance, you need to join the table.
Yeah, I was just sending the last email I need to send for the day.
No worries.
So
I know you got stuff
now.
going on. It's fine. I was just noticing that you hadn't made it on there. Warner, what's new and exciting for you? Are you in pain?
I am not in pain. I am tired because I pulled a stupid.
Okay.
Last night I started playing some Europa Universalis 4 with the Anbinar mod, and
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Next thing I know, my wife is groggily coming around the corner going, "Do you know what time it is?" And it was 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it to you.
Oh, so tool time wasn't the answer.
No. Though I did watch that growing up.
I do recall Tim the Toolman Taylor. I know Europa whatever. I have a hard time with that
Universalis.
Shut up. Listen, we all know that.
Borgudio.
Listen, when we hit 4 syllables, I start to have problems. Okay. Just saying.
Sesquipedalian.
What?
Sesquipedalian.
Hyperdispensationalism.
Oh my god.
Sesquipedalian
Anti-establishmentarianism.
Sesquipedalian
means
that it's a long and multi-syllabic word.
Right.
Very good.
Stop it. I hate all of you right now. Okay. EU4.
Yes, EU4.
But you said a mod. I can't remember the name now. Ambient. It's not ambient. I said ambient. I was like, no, that's not it.
That would have helped me sleep.
That would have, actually. What is special about this mod? I don't know it. I mean, I barely know the game. I know what it is in a very, very broad stroke kind of sort of way.
Anbinar is basically a rework of the game that puts it in a fantasy world with elves and dwarves, undermountain stuff, and a whole different map and unique systems. And I was playing the hobgoblin stratocracy known as the Command, and having an awful lot of fun doing that. Because who doesn't want to be the big evil baddies sometimes?
I mean, I really thought you were going to say all the time. That's me.
Hobgoblin D's. No, I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, please stop. Darius, what's new and exciting with you? Please help me. There's a lot of insanity coming from one side of my screen. Maybe there's sanity balancing it out on the other side. What do you got?
Sanity?
Okay, I guess you don't have that. I'm fucked.
Omar, you failed your sanity check.
I definitely did. I failed a corruption test earlier this week, by the way.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Well, the GM, I don't know if he intended to or if it was one of those spur-of-the-moment things. He wasn't ready, but I have not rolled for mutation or malignancy yet. We'll see what happens in the next episode of that particular show.
Oh, I thought you meant IRL.
No.
I was waiting for the Tithes bill.
There is no T on this one. But anyway, Darius, please. Help me out, man. Help me out, brother.
Just dealing with pain, gaming, reading, sleeping.
In other words, it's just another Wednesday, is what it sounds like. And as much as I know I'm making light of it, I feel like, no, it's just another Wednesday, brother.
I'm pretty convinced you said breathing, but I heard breeding.
You know, he said breathing. I heard breathing.
Like reading a book.
Oh, reading.
Reading.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow, we were both off. Rodance?
Maybe.
Other than Westcott potentially becoming a potato. What do you got for us? What's new and exciting for you?
Okay, so this is day number 2 of me having games before and after work.
Uh-huh.
I have a character that has just become the flaw in reality and has gained additional powers because of it. I have a character who is now in a vegetative state in the middle of a station being attacked by commandos and probably a horrifying alien monster in the basement. I have a character that just committed what would be several war crimes if she wasn't actually a diplomat for an undead city-state where hanging trespassers and intruders up from pikes along the wall was acceptable. And then I have this character. We shall see how it goes.
Who can bend reality with her mind because of the warp?
Hey, my character in yesterday morning games discovered that while she may change things in the warp can't affect her, counter her magic. So that's what happens when you're playing in World of Darkness and the Upper Umbra takes on the form of any human thought, including sweaty 40k neckbeards who...
Hey.
Hey, you don't understand. In this game, it is very specifically, we're in the subset tainted by problematic human beings who should not have been allowed in public.
Okay, I can live with that.
There's a legit normal 40k flavor universe too, but we're not in that subplane of existence. We're in the subplane existence from problem people.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Okay, so you're in
Yeah.
that zone of like, wow, everything is just wonky as wonky can get with an extra level of wonk. As opposed to what would otherwise just be a bunch of normal human beings playing Warhammer 40k.
Yep.
I got you.
We're not going to discuss the horrors that was discussed about wolf Space Marine players.
Space Wolves?
Space Wolves.
That
was also
that's the name of the chapter, right?
Morning.
Is it Space Wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a universe tied to the sort of people who are the reason why my local hobby shop has a deodorant and touching rule.
Probably.
Yes. I'm gonna say yes. She explained a little bit about this last night in our Alien RPG game, and yeah, that's definitely a thing. Alturios, who's currently muted, so I'm not sure if he's actually there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What's new and exciting for you, my friend, or what would you like to share about deodorant and or touching? Actually, don't share anything about touching.
That was a very okay.
Don't listen to him, Alturius. You can say whatever you want about touching.
I'm not touching any of you.
Okay, good. I'm good.
Nothing really going on.
It really touches me that you say that.
I was playing Caves of Cud earlier.
Playing what?
Caves of Cud.
I feel like I've seen that title, but I don't.
We've talked about this before, I guarantee you, because I remember this exact conversation coming up before.
It's
a great game.
It's a game about cows chewing inside of the earth.
No, okay.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not it.
It's the ASCII art game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a bug where my maximum health kept decreasing every level I got, so I had to delete that game and start a new one.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's actually get started playing this game. Let me pull up my notes because without them, I wouldn't know where we are. That's not the document I wanted. That is still not the document I wanted. That's the document I wanted. Let's see.
Warner, is there no longer noisy equipment directly next to your backyard?
Correct.
Oh, that's right. You have the fair thingy going on.
They're all gone. Blessed day.
Blessed be Blake. I heard you. Never mind.
Wrong universe.
Yep. No, it was intentional. It was intentional, though. Previously on Tithes of
Don't forget
Acheron.
to pay your bills, FO.
Previously
Yeah,
on Tithes of. Oh my
sure.
God. Is anybody else got anything to throw in before I start? I want to make sure everybody gets a chance here. That may have sounded snarky. I meant that
Somebody
legitimately.
need to pay their Comstar bill.
That's ironic actually that you mentioned that because I got the text message today that my billing cycle has refreshed for my cell phone, which means at the beginning of this coming month, it'll be time to pay that bill again. All right. Previously on Tithes of Acheron. Oh, right. Shut up, Rev. In search of a lost treasure ship, the Righteous Path, the crew of the Acheron ferry have made their first warp travel and arrived in what they hoped to be is the Hermitage. During the transit, the ship was damaged by a warp storm it failed to avoid and now is. Well, no, apparently I did not update this particular paragraph because I'm reading the exact same thing I read last week. Let's see. Last week, they jumped through warp, arrived at the edge of the system, and started to investigate apparently a pilgrim vessel that has been broadcasting what do they call it? Salvation beacon,
Yes.
I believe is the term for 40K. And then they got jumped by 2 Wolfpack Raiders and a Xenos Tech missile thingy. They've destroyed the Xenos Tech missile thingy, but now they still have to deal with the Wolfpack Raiders. So we're still in ship combat. I'm going to switch the screen over to TTS, Tabletop Simulator, so people can see what's going on. And right now, for the viewers on your screen, this is the Acheron Ferry over in this vicinity here. And then over in this area here are the bad guy raiders. And it is the Acheron Ferry's turn. You guys have options. You can move, shoot, and extended actions, I believe is the specific term. And you could do those in any order. What would you... So take a moment, figure out what you want to do, and then let's start shooting at each other. See what happens.
So, as I understand it, their macro batteries are going to have a range shorter than 9 as their base.
Their macro battery range is... Let me alt-tab. Let's see. Macro batteries have a range of 6.
Okay.
And your Sunseer lasers have a 9, but they have dorsal Sunseer lasers with the same range of 9. So,
no,
I said that wrong. Prow.
Yes, but Prow can only shoot at like
a thin arrow. Yeah, thin fan in front of them.
Cone.
Yes, cone is a better word. By the way, I like these almost Eye of Sauron artwork you guys have put on these spheres that represent the asteroid fields or debris fields or whatever the fuck.
Why, thank you. I'm very proud of them.
At any rate. So yeah, the micro batteries that they have on their dorsals have a 6-inch range.
Okay, so for whoever's making the
12, I believe.
For whoever is going to be doing the maneuvering check, I'd like to end up somewhere in this vicinity, so we're outside of their initial range, but inside of ours.
Should I shoot before we go?
Well, from this one here...
No, where I'm planning to maneuver, you can shoot after we've...
I forgot to account for double the range, so actually they can shoot out to about here.
Before they move.
Yes, because they can move. And you probably would know in character that their ships are rated slightly faster than yours. Just as an FYI.
Now, if we do half and half on our movement, which is 4 and 4, right? If we do it,
we can get 4.5 squeezed out of there because of the way the rulers are set up.
Okay, so 4.5. Actually, I'm just gonna Pythagoras. That somewhere around 8 is actually
We can get about right there where the green line is.
You've just halved our half. Each leg should be 4.5, not 2.5.
No, those are 4 point something. The purple
Not
and the green are individually 4.5 plus or minus.
No, not on my screen.
My screen they are.
You might want to change your.
Are you on metric or are you
we-
on imperial?
My screen says 4.7 inches, 4.9 inches.
Correct, same.
Strange.
Where is that setting so we can switch it between the two?
Mine apparently defaulted to grid for some reason.
Let me see, because I've never actually played with that. So,
Oh, okay.
Centimeter,
So
blank,
it's a clicky.
and inches.
oh yeah, it says it right there.
So grid is 2.3, 4.6 inches, 11.8 centimeters.
Well, then we probably actually want to shoot.
As a side note, when you hit your midpoint and start your turn, excuse me, you can turn up to 90 degrees. You don't have to do 90. You can do, say, 30 or something like that, and that might give you a little extra. As far as straight lines are concerned, that may give you a little extra room.
Right. Well, if we're doing a straight line, we could actually, if we want to, as part of our check, we could have someone do, I just forgot the command to increase
Blank speed.
Yes, flank speed, where you get, I believe, +1 void unit for every degree of success. And viewers, I'm sorry you have to see the rule book in front of your face there. Adjust speed, challenging pilot spacecraft and maneuverability test, and then it is, let's see, adjust speed. Oh, that's a maneuver action. That's why it's not there. Just speed. Challenging pilot spacecraft maneuverability. On a success, increase or decrease the number of void units his ship moves by 1 + 1 for every degree of success. There's that is adjusting speed, and then you have adjusting speed and bearing, but that's a hard roll, -20. There's also come to a new heading, which gives you the option of making 2 turns in a single round instead of just the 1.
Now, to double check on our ship, I shifted away from those pages. They're not clearly marked in my bookmarks. What page is that?
That is PDF page 218 for the tables, and then if you scroll up or down from there, you'll see
right.
descriptive bits. There's also, of course, evasive, but that does have the caveat of not only giving them a minus, or
yeah.
And the minus applies to both parties. I'm not sure what geometry is being played out on my table here. I'm just gonna roll with it until you guys figure out what you want to do. I'm gonna go with a very simple tactic of attempting to close and shoot shit out of you. So they're pirates. They're trying to disable you so they can board and take your shit. They don't know any better about what you may or may not actually have.
So what do you want me to do, Rev?
Basically, I want to stay as much as possible to the flank and rear of the ship without getting in the debris field. So you're steering the wrong direction now. You're gonna put us right in their prow guns if they turn.
Well, I think you're going to end up with some prow problems no matter what, because these guys also can turn 90 degrees.
Yeah, it seems to me, and I could be wrong here, but it seems to me that the best thing to do is to fire at them where we are, try and do the flank speed, and try and run as far as you can in a straight line to the other end of the map.
If
so
you
that
make it
while they are trying to turn, they can't add speed to their thing.
Fair.
Now, I will say, as a gameism, if you guys make it to the edge of the map, and they have, let's say, so much distance, I'll figure out a number that makes sense here in a minute, between the two of you, that will exit combat. It will also, of course, leave the pilgrims to the whim of the pirates. Just food for thought.
Yeah, not my
Correctamundo.
intent.
Now, another option, too, is, unless I'm mistaken, the dorsal batteries can fire forward as well. So you could turn, I believe it's I forget the exact, come to a new heading and position yourself in such a way that you could take out one of their ships with both your weapons and then focus down the next one in subsequent rounds. That's strictly my thought. You can absolutely do whatever you want to do.
That's basically my intent. Let's do the turn and use the flank speed after we make the turn for additional movement to try to get as far this direction as we can, where the blue line is.
Okay.
Flank speed just made both lines longer.
Let me double check that, because you might be right, but you might be wrong. So let me just verify.
You may be right.
Adjust speed. This is used to adjust the distance a starship is required to move.
A different.
I'm sorry. But
that's a different thing. Flank speed. The character must make a challenging tech use to nurse the ships and push them to additional limits. Success means the ship may move an additional VU this turn. Each degree of success allows an additional VU of movement. Failure by 2 or more degrees means the ship immediately suffers crippled engines. So, it seems like we can apply that VU wherever we want in terms of...
Yeah, it doesn't specify where... So
right.
What I will argue is that if you pull this off, you move your 4.5, make your turn, and then apply the rest of your movement, whatever it may be, to the second half of that.
Now that would
maneuver.
be, the flank speed would be Alterios's role.
Yeah.
But we could take advantage.
My role.
No, it's tech use, so it would be Icaros's role.
Oh.
Flank speed is not a maneuver, it's a
You're coaxing
action.
the engines to put out more power. It's not a maneuverability.
We can't make them go any faster, Captain.
That one. Yeah.
I'm giving her all she's got.
So we could, in theory, do an adjust speed and a flank speed to push part of that further. But I'm asking as the pilot, do you want to try to push into their back arc that hard? I think that might be for the best. Because unless they succeed on a very good maneuver check, they can't make more than a 90-degree turn.
Right. Sounds good to me.
Alright, so what's the order of operations here? We do the adjust speed first.
Right.
And then do the flank speed second. And then move the ship. Is that what I'm hearing?
Now, alternatively, and here's the thing I'm asking as pilot, I'm telling you go there. So your two options are you can either adjust speed and try to make up extra distance after the turn, or you can do adjust bearing and make that 90-degree turn earlier than you normally would.
I would do it to adjust speed.
Okay.
All right. What's our first roll going to be? What's the task?
It's an adjust speed, so he is going to be doing an adjust speed maneuvering.
Okay. That
Mr.
is...
Woodmaster.
Wouldn't Icarus make his roll first?
That's going to be in the how far can you move. This first part... I guess technically it doesn't matter which one's first. It's up to you guys. One of them is going to be used to change the speed, and then the second one is going to be, in addition to changing speed, let's try to get a little bit more out of her. Or try to get more out of her first, and then, hey, while we have this extra speed, let's see if we can't maneuver better to get more speed out as a net result. So really, it's up to you guys which one you want to roll first.
Who wants to push the button?
Icaros, you're going to be pushing the button too, so... And it's going to be Icaros and Darius. They're just going to be different tests. I just need to know so I can figure out what the target roll is, or what the target number is first. Who's rolling first?
All right, why don't you go first, Icarius?
All right.
All right, so that's going to be a challenging tech use. Let me double check, make sure there's nothing else applied. Yep, challenging tech use. For every degree of success, you get one extra VU plus 1 for every degree of success. Is he getting the plus 10 from the rogue trader?
I think I want to save that for the shooting still.
Okay. Go ahead, Carlos. What is your
That
tech use
case,
skill?
I might suggest
my tech
spending
use
a fate point ahead of time.
My tech use is terrain +5.
It's going to be the tech use that we probably want to burn a fate point on, because that's the one that could result in engine failure if we fail by more than 2 degrees.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll
What's your tech use? What's the number?
53.
53.
This is my intelligence.
Okay. So 53. If you add a fate point, that'll bump it to 63.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll, targeting 63. Lower the
Well,
bar.
and do you get the +5 for being the engine's your prime?
Oh, that's a fair point. I think he did just say that too, though.
Also, do you want another fate point spent to increase the
Degrees of success?
I'm not gonna I don't, because if I have to re-roll this, I don't want to have to. I've already burned through 3 fate points.
No,
Gotcha.
I was gonna say you should, unless someone rolls otherwise, we should be starting fresh for the new session.
You have all your fate points restarted.
I
It's
have
just
5. I don't want to burn 3 up.
he's
front.
adding 1 for the plus 10, adding 1 for the success level, and then re-rolling is a total of 3 on a single roll. Is what he's getting at.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Yeah. So the main reason I want to add is just so we don't have have less chance.
Look at that. That's
Okay.
amazing.
Wait, can I toss in one of my fate points because my character can't really interact in this portion of the combat?
I will say yes, but it's not needed for this roll.
Okay, I'm just saying for the future is until we get into like boarding actions and stuff, there's not very much my character can do in space combat.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so we were
Let's
looking
wait and
at
see how things go.
68, I think was the final target number. So we have 4 degrees of success. That means you just coaxed. Double check the math because of my short-term memory. You just got an extra 5. Okay, success plus 4, so 5 extra VUs of movement there. So you're up to 14 total movement points. And now, let me write that down because I'm going to forget. My cat was moving around in the corner of my eye, and it just about freaked me out because I wasn't expecting to see him.
Well, just add him to the, rather than say 14, let's add him to the 9, since we know that's, or add him to the 4.5, since we know that's.
That would have been even worse if you were playing your alien game less.
He normally, well, that's the thing is I turn to write something down. That's the only reason. Anyway, yeah, I got you, Rev. So 9.5 on the back half. So if that's the case, then why don't you just go ahead and scoot the ship up the first 4.5, and then everything else will get added to the second half. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like right there.
Oh, I was trying to do grabby and I had the ruler out. Sorry.
And then you guys can rotate it however far you want to turn. I don't know if you want to do a full 90 or not.
I would do more than 90 if we could at this point, but we can't.
Okay.
So that's
the
not
full
the
90, yes.
Okay.
Yes, the full 90. A little more.
One more little tappy. There
you go.
Okay, now
we're at. Now, do you want me to do the shooty thing or?
Not yet, because we
Not
still.
Yet. Okay.
I believe. Well, don't let me be the final decider.
Well, we technically have to finish the maneuvering phase if we've already started it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's finish.
So now the next thing we have is the adjusting speed, where you can add or subtract. Obviously, we're adding. So this is a challenging pilot spacecraft plus maneuverability. Your ship's maneuverability, because I can never remember everything at once.
23.
23. So this is your piloting skill plus 23.
So agility is 49.
So 72. Somebody check that math for me.
Yep.
72. And then fate points, etc., as you wish.
Are we comfortable with 72 on our roll? The only thing that happens with failure is we don't get additional movement points. It doesn't hurt us otherwise.
That is fair. That is a fair point.
And we've already succeeded on the coax engine, so I don't think we should burn fate on this.
Okay.
All right, make your roll, sir. 72. 74.
Ah.
Now is a good time to use a fate point if you want to re-roll that.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. I believe you have some of the most fate point pools.
Yeah, I think he does have like 5 or some shit.
There you
That
go.
is
Hey, look at
4
that.
degrees of success.
better.
I'm going to verify. I believe that's going to give you another +5. So on success, increase by 1 on, and then for every degree of 4, so that's another 5. That takes you up to 14.5 inches. So you could actually cut and kind of block.
Right there.
That says 10 inches.
You got 14.5 to play with. Sorry.
We
Yeah,
already
14.5.
moved 4.5.
No. You moved 4.5. You had 4.5 remaining, plus 5 from the flank, and plus another 5 from the roll that you just did. So you actually got 14.5 inches to play with. That sounded bad. I said
Okay.
it.
Are we required to take all of those?
Yes. Because you have coaxed that much energy out of the engines to scoot that far forward. So you're going to actually, at this point,
So
end
we
up...
could go where I have the purple line starting right now.
Sorry, I meant to do the ruler. I'll put it back.
You're good. I'm coming up with somewhere right about here.
That's if we were doing a full 90.
Right.
Yes, this is true. So, if you want to come
So-
more... Yeah.
You said 14. I'm trying to get it to 4. Like it's
14
we're
and a half.
basically right
It's-
on.
You're going to be right on the whatchamacallit there. So, what you would probably end up doing...
Yeah.
Let me double check. If you put right there with the appropriate heading, I can live with that. You may or may not have got an extra half inch or something there.
Yeah. At that. Now, this is more of an above the table question. As close as we would be, and I would probably say this as we're maneuvering, as close as we're passing to the
penitent
Pilgrim's
travel.
ship, can Winter get any better readings off of the ship in terms of communicating with them telepathically? And that's more of me not entirely. My character would better understand it in lore, but like as a player, I don't necessarily know.
1 inch abstractedly is equal to approximately 10,000 kilometers. What does that mean for Winter in her telepathic ranges? If you were to be roughly at 10,000 kilometers distance from another ship.
The only power that functions is the full astro telepathy, which is the one that lets the telepathica and the choirs communicate over vast distances.
Okay, so effectively, it's not giving you any additional benefit of being within an inch.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I can't really do anything powers-wise unless we're boarded, and then I can communicate inside the ship significantly more effectively.
Okay.
And
then you're going to be within a kilometer. Well,
yeah.
Excuse me. Okay.
Another thing to mention is we might want to send a boarding party over while we're there.
That is an option.
I want to hold off on reducing the crew available.
Well, go ahead and position that ship, and then I believe we move into the. Sorry.
Oh, I just said as you wish, Lord Captain.
Oh. Go ahead and let's reposition the ship. We can scooch that over just a tiny bit so it's not sitting on the other one.
Should have fired first. Oh well.
I will say it's space. The other ship is not going to interfere in any way with your shots going out, and of course, neither is it going to interfere with their shots coming in. Your dorsal batteries are in line with either of them, though.
Okay.
Are there any other extended actions you want to do?
Yes, the Seneschal and I will be doing lock-ons for each of the dorsal batteries.
Let's see. That's... Let me double check. That's scrutiny. I believe. Lock on. Scrutiny plus detection. Detection is 15. Marcellus's scrutiny is...
50, you said.
43?
At least.
You know what? I may have said that, and I'm looking at it right now, and I may have read the wrong skill. His screw. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong skill. Period. It is 50. So 50 plus detection 15, so that's 65. He has how many fate points does he have?
A number of them.
4. He will add 10 for a 75. Let me see what the rules say for the results. Lock on target, challenging. +5. Has fire. Let's see, +5 for the ballistics, and then for every 2 degrees, it's an additional +5. 75. That is 3 degrees of success, so that'll be 5.
10, didn't you say?
10. 3 degrees. So that'll only be, yeah. So that'll be a +10 for one of the batteries.
Okay. And you said the ship's
Well, just to be clear, and also for narrative reasons, which ship was he supposed to be locking on? 1
the
or
closer.
2? 1. Okay.
1. So it's perception plus scrutiny on the ship's scrutiny. You said
scrutiny plus the ship's detection, which is 15.
Okay. It's 36 for me plus 15, so
51.
51.
And then you can add a fate point if you like.
I think I will add a fate point to try to get some
61.
additional.
That is the sound of another fate point getting ready to be spent for a reroll.
Yeah, that's 2 of my 3.
However, that is significant.
What was the final target number? 60 something?
61.
Oh
63?
Yeah. No, it was mine is 36 plus the
15, which is 51 plus 10.
So it's 61.
So that's 5 degrees of success, so that's +5, 1 for every 2, so that's +15. So first shot will be +10, second shot will be +15. Are we ready to move to the shooting phase?
Actually, both shots will be, one will be +20 and the other will be +25.
Because you're adding, you're giving them +10 command or whatever.
Yep.
All right, shooting.
Command. All right. It is time.
However, somebody is pointing something out that is kind of relevant here. So.
Okay.
Let me just double check this. You actually cannot engage. That's double the range right there. You are currently out of range.
Nope. In that case,
can we hold our shot until they close?
That's a great question. I don't recall there being anything about that.
Narratively, since we're still trying to figure out ranges, can we hand wave and say that we took our shot? Because it was said by one player. Can we take our? Can we have
taken shots and then move? I
won't ask for that after
well,
this.
no, I think that's actually a possibility. I want to double check in the action. So, individual characters, blah blah blah. During each regular combat,
it would be possible to shoot first. It was just we messed up, not understanding everything entirely. For one thing, when I was deciding that's how far away we should be, I had my thing set to the wrong unit of measurement.
Yeah, and you guys were
so I was looking at ranges wrong.
Here, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, well within range.
Yeah. So there's no. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and make your rolls as though you shot before moving. So I believe you said +20 and +25.
That's correct.
Okay. Go ahead and I will only allow, of course, the dorsals for obvious reasons.
So that's all we have.
You don't have props, do you?
No.
Nope.
So 69 plus 20 is 89.
Write this down. Alright, that is 45. That's 4 degrees of success. So that's 1 hit plus 1 for every 4. So that's a total of 5 hits. We will deal with all that in a moment. So go ahead and make your second shot.
That one's the +25, is it not?
Yeah.
Correct.
And that will be 94 that you're rolling against.
94,
it's
yes.
Almost guaranteed to be a hit. I probably shouldn't have said that. A 5.
Yes,
Holy
that is.
fuck! That's
That is
like
called
9 degrees of
vaporization.
success. That is unbelievable. Okay, so we have on the first hit. All right, 4 shields crumple. We've got a total of 13 hits. So what I would like for you to do on your
I thought we only had hits up to the strength of the weapon.
Yeah, that is true. So so the first one it'll be 4 hits and 4 hits. I believe. Is that what Sunseers are?
So 8 hits in total, and 1 hit brought down the shields, and the other hits.
Yeah, so it'll be 3 hits on the first, 3 damage rolls on the first hit, and 2. Jesus Christ. Roll damage for 3 hits, and then roll damage for 4 hits. I apologize. My brain is trying too hard to keep up, I think.
Okay.
So that'll be 3d10 plus 6. So if you want to just set your dice pad to roll 3 dice, 3 of the 10-siders for the first set.
Okay. So we got 3 d10.
Is the plus 6 for each?
No, it's 1d10 plus 2 for each. So I'm just going
Okay.
3d10 plus 6.
Okay, that I was just clarifying. Click the 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
It occurred to me you haven't actually gotten to use the dice pad this
Correct.
That is a total of 18.
So that's 24.
Yeah, total
You
of
said
24.
3d10 plus 6.
Yeah, you're right. Short-term memory. Sorry.
Yep.
So that's 24 on that one, and then this time roll 4.
Okay.
Because obviously the shields will be dissipated at this point. And this will be obviously plus 8, so that's actually 25.
Yep.
All right. So on the first sets of hits,
Let's move that piece because it actually changed one of the die rolls.
Yeah,
Oh, did it interfere with it?
Well, it's all right.
We'll live with it for now.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen here. I have a feeling that at the very least, this Wolfpack Raider number 1 is about to get fucked the fuck up. So we take the total amount of damage and subtract the armor value from it. 24 minus 15 is 9 points of damage. Hull integrity drops to a number. I'm not going to tell you what that number is just yet. The second hit comes in and is reduced by a certain amount of armor. And you can easily see that your hits are doing very, very well. There's a rippling of explosions along the hull. From stern to bow, bow to stern, your shots are hitting quite well. It is now my turn, unless there's something else in the extended actions that you guys wanted to do that maybe we missed or skipped over or still applicable.
Can we tell if any of the, would we need to do a scan to see if any of the systems have been damaged?
You would need to do I believe the word is focused scan. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
The more intense study of the ship to get a readout.
Are we out of range for that?
You are out of range for that at the moment, yes.
Okay.
I think. I may be
Probably.
wrong.
Would it do us any good to do a focus scan on the other ship?
You could do a focus scan on the Penitent Traveler.
We technically do have one more. Actually, we've used all. Don't we only get 3 extended actions per turn? Or is that 3 NPC actions per turn?
All right, so Ikaros has done something. Jace has done something. Thale has done something. The Navigator has not. The Lord Captain has. Winter has not. So Winter and the Navigator could do.
Has.
Yes, and he did a pretty good job of obliterating half that ship's fucking hull strength, but I'm not going to tell you specific numbers. So technically, the Navigator and Winter could do some sort of focus scan on that ship if you would like.
As I recall from last time, a focus scan relies on the same skill as lock-ons.
That sounds right.
Almost every check requires tech use, and that's not available to most of the careers.
Focused augury is scrutiny plus detection.
Yeah.
Right, so do we have any other NPCs available in the command crew with scrutiny? You know the NPC. Yeah, honestly, you know my NPCs better than I do at this point, Omar.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, because like I can make a scrutiny roll like anybody can because it's
basic.
usable untrained.
Yeah.
But
Perception.
if someone is trained in it, it's much better.
I have a 19 plus the ship's detection that it'd be rolling. What's Winter's perception halved?
She has 43 perception, so marginally
you would
better.
have a slightly better chance if you wanted to make that roll. It would be your
it'd be 21 plus the detection.
15, I think, is detection.
36.
I mean, I'll roll it. So I'm rolling scrutiny.
I mean, this is just bonus taco stuff anyway, so. Nah.
Meh.
Fate point reroll do you want?
Not worth it.
I don't think it's worth it to find that out yet.
Alrighty. In that case, we have Wolfpack Raider 1, I think, according to my initiative tracker thing here. Oh, actually, Wolfpack Raider 2 is moving next. The one that did not get shot. Let's see, what are my options? They are going to adjust speed as well, challenging plus spacecraft maneuverability. So I'm going to be rolling against a 65. And that's a failure. So they only get their base movement capabilities, so they are going to scoot forward. There. They're then going to turn out there.
That'll work.
And scoot another 5 forward there. I believe they are at. Let me scoot forward. They are beyond 18 inches, so they cannot shoot. Wait, what's macro battery? It's 12. So they can't do anything. Wolfpack Raider, they are also going to attempt to get additional speed without flank speeds. So again, a 65. They succeed. It was 3 degrees of success. That gives me 4 additional inches on the back half. So they're going to scoot forward 5. Rotate. They're going to move forward 9. And now that puts them... Oh!
Still way out.
No, you guys are just in range with a -10 penalty to hit.
I thought you said it.
No, we're not.
Oh, no,
you
you're
said
right.
12.
I apologize. I forgot I had to double check their specific loadout, and they have 6 and 12 inch, not 9 and 18. If they were able to turn their ship a little bit more, they could have blasted you, but nope.
Yay! Not getting blasted.
Yep. So they both have managed to inch closer, but not enough to get into firing range. Hello there, Stoner Queen. That will take it to the next round, which will be back to the top with the Acheron Ferry moving up.
Now, with the ship's maneuverability plus your piloting skill, Jace, that came to a natural 70-something, right?
72, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So-
maneuverability plus your piloting. So I think 72 sounds right.
Yes, 72. It's a natural.
Yeah, well, I meant without. We didn't have any fate on that 72 roll is what I was just trying to confirm from in my head.
Correct.
And even at this range, we would have an additional penalty to shooting, right, at our current range for our dorsal batteries. Or
Yeah,
is
if you're firing at the range stat to, excuse me, if you're firing between the range stat and double the range stat, you have a -10.
I'm doing this just as a thing, but like probably in like a cone backwards somewhere from here to here. It'd be up to you. Like we can't actually fire in a cone backwards. We have like a full forward and side arc. but there is a cone backwards that we can't fire at with our dorsals. So it would be up to your ruling if we could hit
with
them.
how narrow that is, the Wolfpack 1 barely comes inside our range.
Right. But I'm just asking Omar if
I'm listening.
If that would be considered in our rear arc, or if that's still on the edge of the side arc.
That is, I will argue, just barely within. I think your range is a little bit off. I'm trying to measure from the edge of the base to edge of base. Actually, I'm coming with 18.2. I will allow that. It will be a -10 from your current position right now if you want to shoot at it, but otherwise you can shoot it.
All right, so the question to the crew above the table, do we want to shoot now with a penalty, or do we want to try to take a hard turn, get in range of the dorsal batteries, but definitely get in under the prow batteries? I say we take the turn from here and try to put the debris field between us and them after we maneuver.
Yeah, I'm not the bestest at trying to figure out 3D dynamics in my head, even with a picture to look at. But I would say it makes more sense to keep moving until we have until we put ourselves into a better position, because we have multiple enemies to deal with and only one of us. I'd rather play defensively a little bit and to line up the first good shot or two.
While we're this close, is it possible, would we be using our shuttle, or do we have some other means of boarding, Omar?
Well, that depends on which ship you're attempting to board.
If I was to, say, use the Pilgrim's vessel as a screening object and leave a boarding party to board them as they try to catch up to us, following in our wake. Is that something we can do with the resources that we have?
Let me see what it says about emergency repairs.
No.
Well, emergency repairs is very valid, and here's why. If you want that ship to follow you in any way, shape, or form, no matter who's running it, okay, go ahead.
I do not want to use that ship for anything other than a screen.
Oh, a literal meat shield.
Well, not exactly.
It's to hide the shuttle.
We're using the shuttle as, basically the Pentient Traveler is nothing but a glorified bush to hide behind. And he wants us to jump out and attack and board whoever flies by after us.
Leave the shuttle behind the penitent bush.
The penitent bush. Wow. Not the image that came in my head, but go ahead.
with a crew of armsmen on there to perform the boarding action.
Okay, so the boarding action has a range of 5. I think we can argue, for the sake of narrative bullshit fuckery, if you want to leave a shuttle or two in the wake of the penitent traveler, hiding from sight until one of the Wolfpack Raiders comes within 5 inches and then make your boarding strike, you may do so. I will require you to reduce your crew population by 5. I don't know if that's a good number to run with, but, well, it definitely wouldn't be 5%. So, actually, yeah, fuck the crew pop thing. Just, if that's what you want to do, we can see if I can find a marker for you that you could use.
Well, I was just seeing the feasibility of it. I'm not actually sure that I want to do that per se.
It seems lulzy, and I like that.
I think it's funny from a narrative standpoint. So if you want to, here's your little shuttle token.
Well, I don't want to consider the armsmen nor the shuttles expendable. Mostly the shuttles, but...
Oh.
And there's a reason why I chose the pawn. This is not a any of us boarding action. This is, I know that you can disable systems with
your
boarding
party. If they make their successful attack, they get onto the ship and they can target a critical, basically a critical hit, and then they get out. That's the Cliff's Notes version of how that works.
Yeah. So we're basically putting them in the shadow of, or putting a shuttle in the shadow of the ship.
Yeah, and they're just going to linger there, and they are basically given a conditional task, and the condition is Wolfpack Raider comes close, attack it.
So, if there's any survivors on board the penitent bush, they see this shuttle coming and they're like, "Oh, thank goodness we're saved!" And then it leaves again, and they're like, "What?
What's going on?" And then all of a sudden the shuttle just explodes because one of the raiders sees it and it's like, "Oh no, fire now!"
Well, actually, what I was going to have the shuttle do for narrative purposes, primary only, is basically land on the side of the penitent bush, so
it's
that
a penitent traveler. But I hear you.
So that, for censor purposes, it's not distinguishable as a separate vessel.
Masked in the sensor shadow. I got you. I know what you're thinking. I got you. I may or may not have played other sci-fi games or watched sci-fi movies where, certain smugglers may have mag-locked themselves to the side of an Imperial starship.
No, wait, never mind. You wouldn't have done that.
Which one?
I said you might have read some other sci-fi book. Oh, never mind. You wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have read any of the Warhammer 40k books. I'll tell you that much.
I was mostly just saying you don't read Omar. Anyway.
Fuck you. I obviously read. I fucking... You know what, Rev? Fucking make whatever rolls you're gonna fucking make at a -10 now, you son of a bitch.
I'm not making any rolls.
Don't subject me to your crew.
Okay, so was it the...
Do we need to make any rolls right now for the shuttle staying behind?
No.
Okay.
You kick a shuttle out. It's now currently in the process of mag-locking itself a la the Millennium Falcon and Empire Strikes Back to the side of the penitent traveler.
So that technically counts as one of our 3 NPC actions for this turn, since we're not doing it.
Well,
yay! Let's go.
Yeah, why not?
So,
Rev,
we're fire.
Were you wanting us to move over here or over here?
I'm thinking until we see what our shots. Let's see what our shots do first, and go from there. If Omar will let us.
Is that the plan? You're gonna shoot first and ask for forgiveness later? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's correct. So we're going to lock on with myself and the Seneschal. We're going to fire, and then we're going to do if the ship is not totally destroyed, we're going to do a actually, I'm going to hold my action, have the Seneschal do a lock on. I'll give my command bonus for both, but I want to hold my action to see what sort of damage the ship takes, if any. If we have just a total miss, I'll do a lock on, and if we seem to hit, I will focus my efforts on scanning the ship to see what conditions it's in.
Alright, I'm rolling a 75 because I'm going to spend a second fate point on Vale to get a +10. I'm going to spend my final fate point, if I'm not mistaken with my math, and re-roll that for you. And get 1 degree of success, so you've got a +5.
+15.
All right.
Why +10? Oh, you're giving the +10 to the shoot?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I believe, and that puts, so what's that put you at?
That's 84.
84, okay.
So, I roll.
Don't forget the -10 for the range, if I haven't already mentioned that.
Yeah, I think he's okay.
Well, yes, but it changes the number of successes, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So 4 degrees of success is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
So 4 hits again.
Mm-hmm.
3 go through because 1 is eaten by the shield. So 3d10 plus 6. For your damage roll.
And then I can roll again.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead and roll that second to hit roll first.
Okay.
No, because I'm only ordering him to fire one of the. We're holding our second volley until we see what sort of damage the ship takes.
All right. So
is basically how I'm wanting to play this.
Okay.
So I've got 3d10. I'm going to roll
plus
it.
6.
If you're making this roll separate for fire, I could determine that these fire.
So that's
separately.
16.
Your strike, your series of hits are solid hits, but unfortunately it does not appear to do a lot other than shattering some armor and potentially some hull integrity. It does not have the glorious effect that it had in the previous round.
Okay. I guess I will
fire again.
I'm going to do my lock on. I'm gonna do my action this turn to do the lock on, and mine is 61. I've spent a couple of my fate already, so I'm just going to do just a straight 61.
Okay.
That is wow. That's not what I thought that was going to be. That's going to be a failure.
Rodance, may I use one of your fate points to reroll this?
Sure.
That is also a failure to lock. You can still fire.
Yeah.
Right. It's no bonus. It's just plus 10 and not plus anything else.
Yep.
Yes. So that'll be a 79. And I'll roll away,
Well, 79, does that include the minus 10 for range?
No. So 69.
So
that's 56.
That's 2 hits. Although the shields have already been crunched, so it's 2d10 plus 4.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if that's rules as written, but we're going to roll with it because it's all coming from the same ship. So 14 damage.
Yep.
You don't have a very good visual. The technology isn't as cool like in Star Trek, but you get some sort of impression that you just made a very massive sized series of dents and didn't actually penetrate armor. Unfortunately.
Okay, then go behind. We are aiming more for the yellow ball of debris then.
All right.
Behind the yellow ball, please.
For the viewers that don't know,
So how does
large...
speed work now that we've... Omar.
Yes.
How does speed work now that we've increased our speed?
That was only for the last turn.
Unless I misunderstood something in the rules, that you revert back in subsequent rounds to your actual speed.
Okay.
So let's... Alterios, would you like to try boosting our speed again? I think this time we want to do it on the initial leg.
For the viewers, by the way, the spheres on the table represent debris fields and asteroid thingies. 17. Hey. What was your target number? I don't remember.
I believe it was 63.
That sounds right. So that is 5 degrees of success. That will give you +6. You're currently sitting at, if you want to move strictly in a straight line, that's 17 inches.
I think we want to turn into the debris field for additional protection. So what's the first, so each,
it's
so
4.5.
It's +6, you said?
Yes.
So that means our ship can get plus 10. So right about in there.
Yep, there we go.
And then we can turn from there.
Neato bandito.
Now, do you want to try another maneuver roll to get a little more speed into our turn? Or do you want to turn... I don't think we want to turn sharper. We're not even going to use the full 90 degrees.
Well, if we just go in a straight line to here...
Yes, but then there's a... I want to go around the debris field without going through it.
Right. We've got 15 movement, right? 9 plus 6?
Yeah, 15 movement total.
Okay, and then I can do an increased speed again.
You can.
Turn at the 15 mark.
No, it's got to be it's got to be one leg or the other. So we can, the first leg is at 10. So we're right. Our ship is right here from the first. I tried to pick up the ship and move it. Can somebody give me a 10 measurement marker?
There you go.
Is it 10 and a half?
Right there.
One of us moved.
Right there.
I might be on a slightly off angle.
Do it.
That's
we'll just assume right there.
That's fine. I can live with
so, as of this point, we can do up to a 90-degree turn, but I say we turn at this point and put ourselves here so that even if they basically come out. Yes.
So that was 10, which gives us 5 more.
Correct.
They're right there.
So we technically don't even need to do another maneuvering check, I don't think. If you guys are happy with that. Unless you want to go a little further, and that's what I was asking.
I mean, you're in a good spot to not be shot. Go ahead.
We might overshoot it if we go a little further.
Well, remembering they're going to be moving here and then here, so. But
and remember, the asteroid fields give a -20 for any actions going through it. So
yeah, they could. Here's my point for moving a little bit further: is they could also go here. They don't have to move 90 just like we didn't, so they could put themselves somewhere about here.
Okay.
So they have.
I will go ahead and roll for increasing speed then.
Well, listen, I'm going to be realistic with you. This is about the range of their movement, right in here. This is as close as they're going to get. Is where I'm drawing a relatively straight line.
So we are pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, stay there then.
Unless I pull off some weird shit and it works with high rolls,
above the table, my player objects, but my character listens to his crew's experience.
Yeah, even Thale is like, I think we're okay, depending on what exactly they do. They don't seem to be a well-trained, highly motivated crew over there. They're just simply trying to get in here and shoot us down. We just need a better position from which to dump hell in their face.
Well, the other thing is, if we move too much further in that direction, they might not even go near the shuttle boarding party.
Right. Or they may be like, these fuckers want to play fuck games, we're not even going to bother with them, and we'll just sit around the Penitent Traveler until Kingdom comes. Until the Emperor awakes again. Nobody wanted to call me a heretic for saying that?
Deploy the nuclear arsenal.
Exterminatus!
I think you mean the Omnissiah.
Actually, the Omnissiah is the Emperor's brother. That's a very bad joke. Don't fucking take any stock in that. Is the Acheron's Ferry doing anything else this round? I think I heard a no. I'm not sure.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
We're not in a position to really do a scan anyway at this point, and our hits.
And even if you did try to do something, you've got like range, you've got asteroids in the way. So yeah. So he is going to come up here. He is then going to there. Move to about there.
Oh, so you're trying to get the prow gun on us? So difficult.
Well, I actually at this point I want to close, but Mork slaps the Omnissiah. You know what? Mork and Orc can go fuck off somewhere on some green rock, okay?
Omar,
wanting to.
Yes.
Omar, is that a filter that you're wearing right now? Because it says you're trying to close, but I can clearly see the shirt you're wearing.
What? I don't understand.
You said I'm trying to close.
I was trying to close the distance, and then I got distracted with Hashin making comments about...
He's making a very bad pun.
Am I missing something?
Your clothes. The Emperor's new clothes.
Yeah. Rev.
You're trying to close. But you're already wearing a shirt.
Rev, sometimes it seems like you just try too hard.
Me? A try hard?
Okay, that's fair.
That's more than 9. Well, no.
No, it was a little bit less than 90, actually.
Hey, look at that.
All right. Now.
Shippy doos.
Nope. They are not in attack
Not
range.
at all. Not at all.
5 units. Let's see. And then it's 18 just to get to the ball. All right. Once again, it is the new round. I believe round 4. Nope, round 5. Or turn 5. Whatever. Penitent Traveler.
All right.
Or, sorry, Acheron's Ferry. What would you like to do?
Is there a 180 maneuver?
Yes. There actually is. It's, some new heading or something like that?
That's what I was thinking.
Come to new heading. It's a pilot. Go ahead, Darius.
We would still have to move forward a little bit, but then we could turn right and turn right again.
Or turn left and turn left, yes. Or I suppose in theory, turn right and then turn left, but that would defeat the point of having 2 turns. When you could just go straight.
It's a three-dimensional space. We could technically turn up and then turn up.
Turn down for what? Oh, I got him! I got him!
2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do.
Oh, man.
He walks
Okay.
into it, man.
All right.
If you want to come to a new heading, it is piloting -10 plus maneuverability.
So it'd be a 62.
What's your piloting's a 43, I believe you said? Am I crazy?
49.
49.
Does anybody want to burn fate on that, or do we want to just go for the? Is there a? I was trying to find. Is there a downside to failure on that, or is it simply?
Let me double check. I don't think there is. Come to new heading. New heading. Come to new. Oh, it's a maneuver action, so I gotta scroll further.
We will have a -20 to any ballistic skill test during our weapons this turn.
Correct, but it will put you, depending on how you work it, you could be put in a much better spot. So this is used to make radical course changes. Helmsman takes the test. Success means the ship may turn when it is moved half its speed value, then turn again when it's moved its full speed value. So if you keep your speed short or small, low, whatever, you scoot forward 4.5, you turn, you scoot forward your second 4.5, you turn. They have to come at you in that next round, and potentially in your next round, you can lay waste to absolutely one of them.
And you could increase speed to do more after the second turn.
But you can't make 2
Probably
maneuvering
don't
actions.
Want to.
That would be 2 different piloting tests, and we can only do 1. Oh well, we could.
I think he's talking about flank speed.
I'm
flank
with the
speed,
colorists and the engineering.
Yeah,
right.
Flank speed.
If anything, I would want. If anything, I would want to do it after the 3rd turn on the small amount. On the section there. So
okay.
Let's go ahead and plot the. Let's go ahead and see if we can even do this. And then we'll plot our turns from there.
All right, so your first turn is here. And then about here.
Other direction.
Oh, you want to go the other direction? Okay. So then it would be about here. And then
we could turn facing this direction here.
And then once you're here, you can turn up to like that.
Well, I think we've measured out way too much distance.
We would be stuck right here.
Which is not a terrible spot.
Right.
But we would be facing this way.
Which isn't bad because it still gives you your. I mean, you have your dorsals. You've got a 270-degree arc around you.
Okay, let's roll to see if we can even pull off this maneuver, or we're stuck where we are.
Okay. So piloting -10 plus maneuverability, which I believe is 15. Let me double check that.
23.
23. You're right. So 39, 49, 59, 62 without any fate points.
Should I spend any fate points on this route?
I'm down to 1 fate point, I believe.
You can use 4. Another one of mine.
Sounds like 72.
Yeah.
Okay, so 72.
And
I don't believe degrees of success matter on this one.
I don't believe so. I'm double checking. I think this is just a go or no go.
Show off your.
Yeah, it's just a go or no go.
Show off how well you can steer a boat.
The ship just spins.
There you go.
Hey, look.
All right.
We are good.
You're good. Go ahead and mark it out. Reposition your ship. Come to a new heading.
Yeah, let's mark off the first turn.
We already did that.
Okay, it just wasn't marked on the map. I feel like that's a little bit further out than we initially were.
It might be a touch. Let me see. Something here. Here. Yeah, let's just... Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's good. I can live with that.
Okay. Now, what I'd like to do additionally, at this point, since I like the heading, is I'm asking as a GM, can we use coax the engines to get us a little bit further along our current heading from flank speed?
Yes, but the only movement you'll get is whatever extra energy you get.
Obviously.
Yeah. So if you want to make that, that flank speed is... Because I never remember everything.
Alturios!
Challenging tech use, 1 + 1 every... Yeah, 1 for the success, and then 1 for every degree after.
It's no big deal if we don't get it. I'd just like to be a little bit further.
Well,
So,
if you fail by more than 2 degrees...
He did not.
So I think that's 5 degrees of success, or excuse me, +5 altogether.
Yeah, so 5 points of movement.
Yeah, so 5 inches forward.
Hey, there you go.
And there you go.
Beautiful.
Now, you guys already shot though, haven't you?
I have not
Negative.
shot, but
No,
we're not
but you're not in
gonna,
range.
because
Yep. Okay.
We could shoot the pilgrims.
You could.
And is there any sort of Overwatch / hold fire? I know there's reaction in physical combat. Is there a holding fire for reaction?
I am not aware of
not
any
in space combat.
Yeah, I'm not aware
didn't think
because
so.
I
I
think the
didn't-
main reason
rules.
for that is because space combat is a 30-minute turn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was just double checking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe that is all of your ship's actions. Am I right? Is there anything else?
We're even out of range of scanning, aren't we?
Are you trying to do a full scan on somebody? Yeah, I think so, because I think it's only 20. I think it's only 20 units. Is the range for that?
Well, tell you what. I haven't used any of my actions. I want to do a full detailed scan on Pilgrim's Bush.
Pilgrim, the penitent. Jesus Christ.
The
Penitent Traveler. Full scan. That will require focused augury.
Yep.
Scrutiny plus detection.
Hey,
Up
at least
to...
we're not calling it a burning bush.
Actually,
okay. All right, Moses, calm down.
if we shoot it, we can call it the burning bush.
Actually, I apologize. I apologize. A
focused
focused augury to scan a particular ship within extreme range, i.e., less than double your weapons ranges. So you have 18 inches, and you're right on. You're just barely close enough because I'll hand wave the last inch. So if you
Just
would
like your
like,
last girlfriend.
wow. He did not hand. never
You
mind.
knew that's
I knew it
what
was
she
coming.
said
I knew it
had
was
to be
coming.
coming.
I
Yeah.
knew.
Except it wasn't. Anyway,
You should have just taken it away.
I should have just stopped. That's what I should have done.
she said.
Fucking Christ! Will you just figure out what you're gonna roll?
Yes, I'm going to have my seneschal scan the burning bush.
It's not the burning bush, Moses. It's the penitent traveler.
The penitent traveler.
All right, so
If
detection.
you have to
15.
take off your sandals, it's because socks and sandals are just not done.
Yeah, I'm rolling a 65 with no additional modifiers because I'm not rolling. I don't know how to think.
What
65.
What did that dice do?
I have no idea what that was all about. So I got 1 success for full scan or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mm-hmm.
You can now read all the essential components on the ship. The engines are busted, of course. The communications are fucked. There are no weapons on that ship. Period.
I'm just trying to see
let me
if
rephrase that. There are no weapons other than like defensive turrets. It's not in any way, shape, or form meant to be a combat ship.
Okay. I'm mostly trying to see if it has functional life support.
It appears to do.
It appears to do.
Yes.
Yes.
All essential components are
Okay.
working. So if you recall from shipbuilding, there is a number of components that are considered essential. They are all working except for communications and engines.
Very importantly, the void shields.
Yes,
Or
the void shields.
Gellerfield.
The void shield. The Gellerfield would be in a standby at the very most right now.
Right.
Anything else for the Acheron's Ferry?
I think that's all we can do.
Just a slight grammatical thing. Thank you for finishing the infinitive instead of hanging on to.
I'm sorry, what?
You said to do, finishing the infinitive, which makes it okay.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right. In that case, if I'm not mistaken, he could scoot forward to here.
Alturios was being a grammarian totalitarian.
Is that what it is? So I need to do a get more speed. So that's challenging pilot plus maneuverability. So 35 plus my notes. Rolling against 65 to coax more speed out of this engine and get closer. 2 degrees of success. That sounds like 3 inches that I get. So he can actually scoot forward 13 inches. There. Ah, damn it. I fucked that up. There.
Trigger.
Well, I hear you on the trigger. It doesn't change the fact that he gets to do his action. And that puts him just barely in range, but at a -10, so he's going to be shooting at a 25. But he's going to do a sensor lock, or whatever the fuck it is, which is scrutiny. Let's say 30. Plus detection, which is that. I need to roll 40. Oops. That is 1 degree of success, so they get +5. So it's actually -5. I now need to roll a 30 to hit with the Sunseer.
Is the debris field in the way?
It is not, but I'll verify that in a second. It also looks like it doesn't fucking matter.
That is a...
It's a miss no matter what.
Miss.
that is a horrific miss. I think what you see on the bridge is this Wolfpack Raider scoot forward at an alarming rate of speed, and then just a barrage of lightning laser bolts across the bow as every single one of them misses, and then the camera, as though this was a TV show, zooms in on the bridge of these pirates, and he's like, "Fucking shit, man! Why can't you fucking shoot? You fucking suck!" And then he shoots the gunner.
I was so excited to be firing the dorsal cannons that I forgot to aim.
The gunner is cross-eyed and just pressing the button repeatedly. Oh, I like shooting.
Now, if both ships come within range of the shuttle, does the shuttle get to pick which one, or is it you determine?
I will let you guys determine, but let me move this other guy.
Well, I'll say ahead of time, if the damaged ship comes within range, it would be my target for the shuttle.
The one moving right now is the one with
the damage item.
Correct. Okay, so he's gonna scooch up here. And then he's gonna move basically Jason. So he's actually gonna come up like this. And just for simplicity's sake, they are. Come on, get up there. There we go. He is also. However, so what was the number I came up with? I think I needed like a. He has to do a lock on first. So 30 plus detection, rolling against a 40. That is 3 degrees of success. So that's plus 15.
Yeah.
So 35, 45, 50 to hit with a Sunseer. That is 4 degrees of success.
Oh, jeez.
So that's our shields take 1.
Hits. Let me double check the strength of that. So 4 hits, so I'm going to be rolling 3d10 plus 6 for damage.
Yep.
Oops. Don't even pay attention to that roll. I forgot to hit.
I'm glad we're not paying attention to that roll.
Was it really good? Oh, wow. I really was. I added 1 extra die and got 1 extra point of damage. What is your ship's armor?
19.
Is it really 19?
Yes.
Yeah.
You take 2 points of damage to your hull integrity and 2 points to crew pop and crew morale. Wow. all of that, and that's all I managed to pull off. Let's resolve this shuttle strike, because he is definitely in range, and you said you want to send him after the one that's already been fucked up. Let's see. Where is the... What's it called? It's like... Oh, hit and run. That's what it's called. Okay. Alright. Allows character to raid an enemy ship, sabotage it, then retreat. Who is going to make the challenging +0 pilot spacecraft test?
That would be me.
I was going to say for the NPC, sure.
Let me just verify. Okay, so yeah, first step is a challenging...
The NPC.
I'm sorry?
You mean for the NPCs?
Yeah, this is gotta be... Yeah, so this will be... It'll be a challenging +0, so it's gonna be... since it's NPC, it's gonna be 30. Is your target number?
Is that including the +5 from the Chief Bosun?
Who's the Chief Bosun?
No, I didn't shoot last turn. Yeah, I did. No, I didn't.
You didn't shoot this round.
I didn't shoot.
Yeah.
So I would be bosuning, yes.
Okay.
Will that work if they're not on the ship?
Well, we're going to be shooting
Great point.
this
They're
round.
not on the ship.
So I will argue this. I will grant that +5 because maybe you, the bosun, or whomever, is very closely watching the auger arrays, auspex arrays, whatever the fuck it is.
Yes.
And saying, attack now, come to heading such and such, because you've been calculating the math for the last 30 minutes until this raider scooted up and you're like, now, go now, heading such and such, such and such. So I will grant that +5.
Go.
So on a 35 or lower, you will, let me check what the book says it does. This test can be modified. Oh, this test can be modified by the target vessel's turret rating, which is minus.
Oh.
Let me double check. Yep, -10. So 35, that turns it into a 25.
Oh.
They're gonna die.
Now what happens?
Can
what
Ronan
happens
spend a
is
fate point on this?
what happens is on a failure, the shuttle simply returns.
Ruff can give them his +10.
That is true. I don't think he's used it this round.
I'm
But let
probably
me-
going to save that for shooting, but anyway.
Let me.
But that's
But we're not
last
shooting
round.
Hold on. If you fail the test, the shuttle is forced to return to the Acheron's ferry. If you fail by 4 or more degrees, the craft is shot down.
Okay, I misunderstood. This is the end of the end of a round, not the beginning of a new one.
Yes.
Correct. So you do have
Yeah.
your +10 available, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So
Yes,
that takes it up
I'll
to
use it.
45, but it's -10 because of the turret. So 35 is what I believe we're sitting at now.
Do we want to spend one of our spare fate points? I don't know how many
I'll spend it.
other.
Winter
people have
has.
left.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. So the bosun is going to make this roll at a 45, I believe, with a fate point.
I was gonna let Jace do it, but
I think it should be you, Warner, just
Okay.
because you're the bosun directing
Done
this,
and done.
narratively speaking.
okay.
So 45 is your target.
45 is the target. Whoa!
That is a
And
failure.
I will fate point that to re-roll.
Okay.
Hey.
Behold, success.
Okay, so now you have made it to the target vessel. Now you need an ordinary +10 command test against the commander of troops aboard the enemy ship. I believe the commander of the enemy troops is also making a command test. I could be crazy when I say that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna basically this will be an opposed roll, so for you it'll be command +10 against my generic command.
Since I gave my bonus, can I make the command roll? Or is this going to be whoever's in charge on the shuttle? as
This
the generic
technically would
NPC?
be the person in charge of the shuttle, but also because the bosun is directing the overall action, it seems like, I think it should be the bosun.
Okay.
Okie dokes.
So command +10, whatever your bosun the command skill is.
But I'm literally okay.
What?
He may have directed the shuttle, but I'm giving my +10 I'm specifically issuing orders in this situation.
I'm looking at... Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm not trying to argue, but this is what I'm hearing in my head. Make it happen is coming from the captain, and then the bosun is the one directing the effort.
Okay.
And we used the crew rating for the last thing, so we're using the crew rating again.
Correct. So it'll be 30 plus the bosun, 35. Yes, that's right.
Plus 10 is 45.
Correct.
Okay.
That is... Wow. That is
Bullshit.
That's a success there. I'm rolling a command against a 30. I failed miserably. So
the pirates have face points.
if he succeeds, makes an ordinary plus 10 command test against the commander of troops aboard the enemy ship. If he succeeds, roll 1d5 on the critical hit chart twice and select one result to apply to the enemy ship, plus 1 point of hull integrity for every degree of success. You didn't get any extra successes, I should say. So let's go to that table. I know the viewers just love looking at the rule book. Go ahead and make a 1d10 and we'll cut it in half. You're going to do this twice.
Okay.
No.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Not it. 1d10.
Yep, we'll cut it in half. Okay, that's a 1. So your first result is a lucky hit has wrenched open the ship's hull. Go ahead and make your second 1d5 roll.
Okay.
A 3. Sensors damaged. This will blind that ship for the rest of its life, effectively. This will give you the same effect as when you guys came out of the warp blind.
Yeah.
So let me read the full description. So if you put the hole in the hull, that was almost hard to say, the attacker selects one component, only choosing ones he knows of, which in this case, for you guys, the only components you know of are the essential components and its turrets. The emergency bulkheads slam into place to seal off those compartments. That component is depressurized. Or, I think the better option is sensors damaged. The ship's auspex arrays have been knocked out, leaving the vessel blind. Until the damage was repaired, all shooting tests suffer -30 to hit, and all sensory tests to detect anything beyond the ship's immediate engagement range automatically fail. Additionally, go ahead.
I definitely like that, but hypothetically, isn't one of the essential components the bridge?
Yes, but the bridge is not an option. I think the argument on that is because it would take a concerted effort of more than just a handful of handpicked people to raid the ship's bridge when it has so many other things to do. I don't know if I just explained that right, but in my head it makes sense that the bridge would not be available for a... this would have to be a PC-driven sort of thing, like all the player characters in the raiding party specifically going over to the other ship to take over the bridge.
Raiding party.
Yeah. I mean, that's my opinion, but...
Mm-hmm. No, the reason I was asking is because you said any essential component, and I was thinking that includes the bridge.
It does, but it also specifically excludes it in the text. So, basically, you can depressurize an essential component that you're aware of, other than the bridge or plasma warp drives, which are the warp drives are already fucked. Oh no, I'm sorry, I was thinking of the wrong ship. Yeah. Either depressurize one component or blow out the sensors.
Okay, so just since the essential components I know of don't count, what are the other essential components? Just so I fully...
Shields.
You said warp is out. Does that include the
plasma and warp drives, which are the engines?
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta scroll through the book here now. Everybody gets to watch me scroll again. Let's see. Essential components. Plasma drives, not available. Warp engines, not available. Gellerfield, void shields, that would be helpful. Bridge, not available. Life sustainers, crew quarters, auger arrays, which you could also specifically target those with the other option.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else is a supplemental component.
Okay. I guess the sensors do make them.
Life-sustaining or sensor arrays both sound good.
Shields sounds good.
Shields
Also, by the way,
yeah.
because now the next time you roll something like 4 hits, all 4 hits hit. That's an option. It's up to you guys.
Mm. Above the table, I asked the crew, sensors or shields?
I'm gonna say sensors. Not getting hit sounds super great.
Yeah, sensors would be great.
Sensors was my thought as well.
Are we going with sensors then? It sounds like we're going with sensors.
Rodance, I haven't heard a lot from you tonight. Is everything all right?
I just really want to get through this combat so we can do something other than shoot at space.
It's because there's
Fair.
nothing for her to do in ship combat, unfortunately.
Well, actually, now that we've taken morale damage, she can boost that back up, if I'm not mistaken, on our next turn.
She can.
Oh.
I forget what the specific task is, but yes, there is something for that.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't have tech use, that eliminates like 2/3 of the secondary action list. So I can do scrutiny, but not as good as some of the other characters. And I could shoot, but not as good as some of the other characters. So it's just awkward at this level.
Willpower roll for the morale.
Yeah, if I can do a pure willpower roll, then I kick butt, take names.
Which you should be able to do next turn for the 2 morale that we lost.
All right, are we going with sensor loss, or are we taking out something
Sensor
else?
loss.
Sensor.
Okay, just wanted to verify, make sure we were good to go.
Jackal?
Blind
Jackal?
people
Is
can't
it a
shoot
jackal?
back.
It's a jackal.
All right, I'm also going to take the shuttle back.
Just like Brazil, we wish to censor them.
I'm sorry, what, Rev?
Hey, at least they're not throwing random representatives in jail.
Is this an artifact on my screen? Borgadillo just laying dead in space right here?
I think he flicked that.
I can't even select him. At all.
I can't either.
That is fucking wild. Okay, alright, well, Borgadillo is just in space, dead. The show's over, guys. Go home. I'm kidding.
Who flicked my character into space?
Alright, was it Zeus flicking Thor? What's going on here? Alright.
Wow.
We
He's
are
totally
back
unclickable.
up. What's that?
He's totally unclickable. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It'll be fine. I'm sorry, what?
Omar, could you give me Lieutenant real quick?
You want me to promote you?
Yeah. Just real quick.
What are you about to do? Why am I scared? Why am I so scared right now?
I'm just trying to see if I can recover this piece.
I mean, I can always grab another piece. I don't know why he's like that, but...
Okay, no, he's not clickable at all.
Yeah.
That's what my last friend group said.
Alright, we are in the next round. Acheron's Ferry, you're up. What are we doing?
Well, we are just out of range for this Schutzen. So I think we should maneuver first. And my target goal is that's not a thing you can see.
We're in range for shooting.
You can shoot from right from where you are right now.
Either one of them.
Isn't it a penalty from that range though?
It is. -10 because it's beyond your 9-inch range.
Couldn't we get somewhere in? I thought I had the inch ruler up. We're right about there, right?
Thereabouts.
Mark the 18 so I can put it right back where it was.
It's about here. Earl, no. Right there. Right there. Drop it right there. That's fucking close enough. Just drop it! Drop it, damn it! Drop it!
Sorry, I could have swore I hit the line.
It's tab. The tab button, by the way.
If we end up somewhere in this vicinity, we'll be apt to hit them with more of our guns than they can of theirs.
You're pulling out like 20-inch measurements there instead of...
We would want to be beyond the blue line.
What'd you say, Darius?
We would want to be beyond the blue line. because that's a 12-inch.
Okay.
Unless they move and shoot. Fortunately for us, the way their guns are placed, they can either shoot us with their forward guns or their side guns, but not both.
Where they are, right?
They have a dorsal gun.
Remember, they have a dorsal and the prow. They only hit you with the prow.
I thought
no.
Well, you said they had macro batteries. Those are normally side mounted.
They're dorsal mounted.
Okay.
Dorsal mounted Mars pattern Ooh, I'm gonna get this right this time.
Macro cannon.
Macaroni cannons.
Oh
So-
boy, spaghetti.
T-shirt cannons is really what they got at this point.
By the Emperor.
I say we fire
Bad
with penalty
merchandise.
and then make sure we get out of range somewhere in this arc.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't it be?
I'm
And I could
up
be
for
wrong here,
suggestions.
but wouldn't it be better to play chicken and try and shoot past them?
That was my
Are
initial
you trying to bum rush them? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, give it the old boost and give it the adjust speed and just go as straight as possible, winding up more or less in their rear arc.
So what I'm hearing is you want to do something that
We would
has you
have to
go
turn though.
like this and end up somewhere, not necessarily there, but in this vicinity is what I'm hearing.
It's an idea. I'm
It
not saying
is
we
an
have to
idea.
do it.
I like it. Let's go for the we're gonna have to get the turn. We're gonna have to do the 4 whatever straightforward, right?
Yeah, 4.5 straight, and then up to 90-degree turns.
Somebody want to move it?
Yeah, I got it.
And then somebody turn us 90 degrees.
Which way?
Yeah, ship's right
Towards-
or ship's left?
Towards them. Ship's right.
And then
And then let's do a piloting roll for how much we can boost, and Alterios, keep revving those engines.
all right, so we're doing adjust speed and flank speed. What was your target number? It was like 72 or something like that, I think, wasn't it, Ikaros?
63, I believe.
72 is mine.
Okay. So that's 3 degrees, so that's 4 extra inches on the flank speed maneuver. And let's go ahead.
For a
We're at
total of
8.5. It's my count right now.
5 plus 4 is
9.5.
yeah.
You move forward 4.5, and then
Right, and so
You
we've
have
got
4.5
another
remaining.
4.5 plus 5, which is 9.5.
okay. Maybe I just
And then we need
adjust
who's
speed.
that?
Darius
Yes.
adjust speed.
Okay, so my base is 72. Do we want to spend edge or fate for any of this?
I don't think so, but don't listen to me. I'm just a game master.
Well, given that it's pretty high, I don't think we need to spend. I think the 72 is a worthy
Holding
enough
it
gamble.
for rerolls is probably
Yep.
best.
Yeah.
All right. Rolling.
That is 1 degree of success. That gives you an additional 2. So that puts
So
it
that
at
puts us at
11
11
and a
and a
half.
half. So mark it out. Somebody want to mark it out for me?
Yep, I got it. That will put you right there. Point blank
And
range,
they-
that will give you a +10 for the range for dorsal and, well, you don't have prow. You have 2 dorsals.
Okay. So let's do a double lock. Let's do we'll hold our second shot to see what happens with the first.
Potentially
But
so you're going to shoot at the first, potentially shoot at the second?
right.
Okay.
Seneschal locks on for the first shot, and I'm calling for fire. So Warner gets the +10 to my ability this turn.
Give me just a second. I want to double check because I don't remember reliably. Scrutiny is 50 plus detection. It's 15, so 65. No fate. That is a failure, and he is out of fate points.
Rodance, how many fate points? Who's got the most fate points left? I guess is the question. Ro, you've only burned one.
I have
Possible,
2
yeah.
of them left right now.
I got 4. I'll take one.
Rerolling 70. What did I say? 70 or no? That's not right.
Omar, I think you're trying to harm us because your NPC has never once on the first roll rolled a successful lock.
Actually, I think you're correct with that tonight, but you can go fuck yourself. 65. How dare you talk shit about my NPC? That is 1 degree of success, so that is a plus 10 to shooting.
Woohoo!
So plus 20 at this moment.
All right. Plus 20 takes my 69 up to an 89. And then the plus 10 from the point blank range.
No, that I'm sorry.
Turns it to a 99.
No. When I said plus 20, that included the plus 10 point blank.
Oh.
Then there's also the plus 10 from my command skill.
So now
So
that
it
would
is
make it 99, which means don't roll double zeros.
Shut up.
You can do it.
Rolls a 2.
84. So that is 1 degree of success. So that's 2 hits.
With only 2 hits, do we want to burn a fate point to increase? Because there's very few rolls that are higher than that.
Beforehand.
Yeah, I would recommend if you wanted to, you could re-roll that and get.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and get a lower number for more success.
All right, I'll re-roll it. F you guys, making me spend my point for 1 point difference.
Hey, you're the one that rolls only 1 point difference. That's not my fault.
This is
so, in case you
twice
can't tell
game.
for any reason on your screen, his first roll is an 84. We convinced him to spend a fate point to re-roll, and he rolled an 85. So that's 2 hits.
Yep.
You blinded
second
him,
roll.
so his shields are still up. So we have 1 hit on this first shot that will go through 1d10 plus 2 damage, please.
6.
Unfortunately, it does not do anything except, smear
Alright.
the armor.
We are definitely taking our second shot at this.
Yeah.
I will do my lock on for it. So,
He's
wait.
right there. Why is it so hard to lock?
At point blank range, is it easier to lock on?
I don't believe it says anything about range for lock on. But let me double check.
I didn't think it did. I just was asking if anybody was aware of that.
Sorry if I just caused a seizure on anybody viewing right now because I just scrolled through several pages at once. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about range for locking on.
36 plus 15.
46,
51.
Also, I think I'd rather have the NPCs eating up the failed rolls than being left to us. Ooh.
3 degrees of success. That's plus 15.
Plus 25. Plus 35.
Yep. Plus 35 to shoot.
So 104 is my target number.
Don't roll double zero.
Or an 85.
Or 86, for that matter.
Hey, look at that!
5 degrees of success. So 4 hits. First one, well, you've already lost its shield, so all 4 hits.
Already done.
Yep. So 4d10 plus 8.
That looks promising.
27, 35 minus its armor, and
Before,
go ahead.
I don't know if we're even coming close to blowing the ship up, but I would ask them to aim to cripple the ship, not utterly destroy it, if that's at all possible.
It is. Hang on, let me do some math really quick. Let's just see, because I'm not counting these guys as full-powered NPCs with critical rolls and all that. So once their hull integrity is depleted, they basically blow up. So 27, 35.
I'd rather them dead in space than directly targeting the reactor. Is all I'm saying.
Oh my god, I'm trying to do math. Will you shut up?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
Fuck me.
His
Christ.
name.
Now I gotta write it out, you son of a bitch. Alright, 35 minus armor versus what it's got left. No, you did exactly double damage. twice as much damage as what it currently has remaining, so it definitely explodes into a cloud of debris.
Okay.
In fact, Elite, come on. Oh, I got it.
So it had that little health points remaining, but didn't actually lose any of its components.
It's just the way damn it. It's the way the book is written. If this ship was more important than just random ass piece of shit NPC, then the criticals would have gone into play. Similar to like if characters are broken or crippled or what have you. There is now a expanding debris cloud next to this guy. Let's change this tint to. All right. I believe that's it for your ship. Am I wrong? Morale boost.
Winter.
Let's see.
Make us morale.
Yay!
Hold fast. Is that?
Do you have any way to, at this close of a range, to debilitate the enemy morale? I don't know, given your psychic abilities.
No,
okay.
We're at the thousands of kilometers in range, despite what it looks like on the table. Hold fast. Character must have air of authority or a similar talent at the GM's discretion. What kind of talents do you have? Do you have any sort of leadership thingies? Just to give you something to do. If you have anything that remotely says, I know how to lead people into bullshit, I will.
She is one of the chief officers of the ship in charge of the choir.
I have blessed ignorance, unshakable faith, enemy resistance, and willing accomplice, jealous freedom, pistol training, heightened senses, psi rating, melee training, and psychic technique. So no, I do not have any direct. My special abilities wouldn't apply to that either because it's soul bound to the Emperor of psychic powers and see without eyes.
Hashin says psychic bullshit. All right, I will allow a willpower test at challenging. Because you are a ship senior officer, and because by that virtue alone, will grant you the authority to make this willpower roll to recover lost morale. That does not look like a success, though.
No, it is not.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth re-rolling that, though. Because only 2 points morale down doesn't really do much.
Morale, I think your morale's like 99 out of 101.
I was gonna say unless this has a negative effect on morale, I would say not.
Yeah, no, you're good. I believe then that is the final action for your ship and crew for this round. Am I right?
Correct,
Yep. This could hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I want to verify something.
I wanted a couple more degrees of success on that forward momentum than we
Sure
got.
you did. Let's see. You know what? Let me put the zoom back on here, so they stop looking at me. Look up instructions here. Let's see. Maneuver actions, shooting actions, and extended actions. Let's see. Maneuver actions during space combat, opposing ships, blah, 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 blah.
Actually,
hang on, Rev. Let me look this up, because otherwise I'm going to lose my train of thought.
Okay.
Space combat comes. Yeah, beginning. Ships facing in. It chooses to move directly forward a number of void units equal to its speed value or half its speed value. The starship has moved forward, but its speed value or half, it may turn. Either version of this maneuver is considered ship's default maneuver. It does not require any. Okay, yep. This guy, actually, he is going to do what is the. Let me this back on to the table. I needed to see what the roll is. Just speed. Challenging plus maneuverability. Maneuverability is that. So I'm rolling against a pretty decent number. I'm rolling against a 75 to adjust my speed. That is 1 degree of success, so I can move 11 inches. He is hauling ass to get attempting to get out of the way. He just saw his buddy get obliterated, and he's like, "Nope."
When it was 2-on-1 and not a fair fight, then I was brave.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so
it is now your turn.
Okay, are we still within range of boarding action? You said it was 10, correct?
5 inches for doing the boarding action, and
not quite.
Now, if your ship ends up in within 5 inches, you may then attempt a boarding action. Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do the hardest turn possible.
Come to new heading again. So piloting minus 20. Double check that.
Rodance, I think this is a chance to buff a good use of a fate to buff his piloting, even though it's 70 with the minus 20.
Okay.
Or if anybody's got more than Rodance, I've got one fate point left.
I have 2 left.
So you're gonna end up here, facing this way. That's still not within 5 inches, unless you manage to pull off.
Unless all three of us pulls off an amazing hard burn in that after that final turn.
Correct. Well, yes, I see where you're going. So you want to do flank speed at the end of the second turn.
Yes.
Just like we did.
Yep.
Behind the field.
Let's hope he doesn't overshoot. All right, so the first thing is for come to new heading is a piloting minus. Hold on. Piloting minus 10.
Oh, minus 10. That's not.
Yeah, the minus 20 was for the something else. Piloting minus 10 plus maneuverability. Maneuverability is 23.
So he's down from 72 to 62.
Yeah, that sounds right. 62. Darius. Oh, looks like Darius is doing some maths.
62?
Correct.
Why is it so low?
Piloting minus 10.
Who has the most fate points?
I have 2. I'm saving them for my
because
guns.
This is your character doing this action. If you have fate points, you have to use yours. Unless I just superseded something I previously said.
I will use the fate point then.
Okay, 72.
And then this is for a change course.
This is this has come to a new bearing.
Yeah.
The hard turn.
The hardest of turns.
I will spend another fate point, taking me down to 1.
There you go. So,
all right.
You will be sitting here, facing that way, and then we need. Oops. And then we need.
There should be a purple dot right where we should be.
Yeah. And now I need Icaros to make that tech use. Let me double check. I think it's just challenging. Am I right?
Oh my god, look at that.
Challenging tech use. He rolled a fucking 6. Oh my god. What was the target number?
63.
6 degrees of success. Yeah. You get 6 extra inches of movement. That will put you.
Puts us right up his poop chute.
Well, you have to go on the heading you're on, so that will put you right there. And now that puts you just inside 5 inches for a shuttle attack.
Command crew, prepare to board.
So is that us?
Yes, we are boarding the enemy ship.
Are you sending player characters aboard the ship? Okay. Might I propose this based on the current time? Let me ask this question first. Are you going to put your effort in boarding, or would you like to shoot the ship's weapons first and then board?
Will it have an effect on, like, will the void shields being up have an effect on boarding? As I recall, not. They're mostly to stop larger projectiles.
Well, the void shields are meant for, like, interstellar debris and, obviously, weapon fire.
Right, I'm saying they don't really stop boarding actions.
Yeah, because I think it's something similar to, like, Dune. The slow blade penetrates the shield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to argue that it's immaterial because it does give you the extended action of boarding enemy ships, and it doesn't say shit about evading their shields. It does say about the turret rating, though. So,
unless we can specifically have our guns try to weaken their turret rating.
The short answer is not specific. Not specific. So, if you, let me put it this way: if you're trying to do specific, let me rephrase that. If your goal with ship's fire is to produce specific outcomes, then let's forego ship combat and focus on boarding the ship. And if that's the case, then I have a follow-on statement to make.
Okay.
Raiding party.
Is that what I'm hearing? Is raiding party? Is that the consensus, or would you? Go ahead.
What I will say is you are hearing me take the player characters and potentially our ready squad, if they can all fit on the shuttle, to go board the enemy ship.
Okay. Let me do this in the way of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Is that your final answer? To board the enemy ship with the player characters and additional support staff to take over the ship. Is that your plan?
Yes.
May I suggest, given the time, that, and for the sake of the narrative and for funsies, that we wrap here, and when we return next week, we will return with a basically ground combat as we go to secure the enemy ship.
Okay, so we don't want to do... Are you going to make us roll to see if we are able to successfully board, or are you going to hand wave that?
I'll hand wave it and say you guys have made it onto the ship. Now you got to fight your way through the ship and take over.
Okay.
Woo!
Omar?
Yes?
Is it your intention to only do a 2.5-hour session?
It's 9:20-ish, and if we end and start doing our closeout stuff, which will take another 10 to 15 minutes, it'll be close-ish to our normal shutdown time.
Okay.
Close-ish. Does that sound like a good plan for the group?
I tried.
I hear you. I know you wanted to get more. Listen, I know you want to play role-playing games until you're blue in the face. I got you. But in this way, this gives me the chance to actually prep something over the weekend so that when next week I might actually have something of a floor plan for you guys to walk over and then utterly obliterate whatever opposition I put in front of you because I never get a chance to kill player characters, even though, I try my damnedest. I still have an entire original crew for Alien that is still alive.
Omar.
Yeah.
That's what one-shots are for.
Yeah, whatever. It's no fun if I can't kill the player characters in an ongoing show. Fuck a one-shot.
Omar.
Yes,
Can I bring the ogre and cook?
What did I name him, by the way? Did I name him Jeff? I feel like I named him Jeff.
I think it was just Jeff or something simple like that, yeah.
I'll bring my pineapple upside down grenade cake. I said that wrong. It goes pop really loud and it tastes so sweet.
He's just got a big, giant, massive, ogre-sized skillet.
That's his weapon. He doesn't even have armor. No, he has armor. It's a cookie sheet.
Pants. Who knew?
It's a cookie sheet.
I don't like it.
All right. Let's start with some outros. Let's see. Okay, first off, Stoner Queen asks, do you guys play Space Marine as well? When you say Space Marine, are you referring to the video game, or are you talking about role-playing as Space Marines?
I am a Space Marine.
You are a Space Cadet. Let's get this right now. The game.
I know someone trying to get into the Space Force.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody here has played. Has anybody actually played Space Marine 2 yet, by chance?
I have.
And have you enjoyed it? Is it good?
I am currently playing it on Angel of Death, and I will let you interpret how my experience is going so far.
I'm assuming when you say Angel of Death, you mean that's the difficulty, and that's a pretty high level.
That is the hardest difficulty. That is a difficulty that I have heard sweaty professional streamers go, I'm not even trying that.
By the way, Stoner Queen, I just noticed that you did follow. I don't have my sounds or alerts on most of these stream page settings, whatever. So I didn't notice until just now because I didn't even have my OBS available. So okay, well, anybody else playing Space Marine 2?
A friend who would have referred to that as slam your junk in the door mode.
Oh my god. I want to get it. It looks amazing. Like visually from the things I've seen, I want to get it. I just don't have the fuck right now.
Yeah, I
Subs!
watch
People sub, and I will have money, and maybe in a few weeks, if the subs stay active long enough, I'll have the money. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've been watching a couple of different like clips and streams and stuff, and I enjoy watching it, but I am utter trash at first person or squad based shooters like that, so I'm not even gonna bother buying it, but I do enjoy watching it.
Yeah. I definitely want to play it. I think I missed the window, but my eldest was saying that Space Marine 1 was briefly on sale for about $15, and I couldn't even handle that at the time because it was literally before my payday, and then when my payday came, it literally wiped out whatever money I got because of bills. So I haven't even gotten that
yeah.
one. Yeah, bills.
Hey.
Bills are a thing.
Well,
yeah, I still haven't gotten my $300 back from my power company that decided a random deposit when they weren't allowed to do so was a good idea. I have to call them and harass them tomorrow about it.
My wife has me on a spending freeze for discretionary spending because last month I backed the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere role-playing game Kickstarter at the GM level.
Yeah.
So I spent $300.
Yep. That'll do it.
Like, you're not spending anything until you get Christmas money.
Car. Passion says car, and that just hurts my soul because it doesn't even matter anything more specific than that. I automatically revert back to about 6 months ago when my car started literally puking an entire can of oil down the highway, and I ended up having to get a new vehicle.
Was that only a month ago?
It was 6 months ago, give or take. It was like March, April.
I heard
had
months.
it. Well, the problem originally started in January, so I went like 3-4 weeks without my vehicle, borrowing other people's vehicle to get back and forth, hitching rides and shit like that. But by March and April, my car officially was like, nope, I'm parking it here and leaving it here, and I'm leaving with another vehicle. I do need to step away just for a very quick second. My son needs a towel. I'll be right back.
Hitchhikers and their towels.
Ordance, have you played the Deathwatch TTRPG?
No, I haven't. I was actually just thinking of talking with oh yeah, welcome back, Omar. I was just thinking of talking with Omar about maybe running a mini campaign on Monday evenings or something for a little bit, just to throw in some Pathfinder variety or something.
Were you wanting to run a Pathfinder game? Like you're the game master?
I run it so when other people play. Yes.
And I host it. Is that the plan?
Yes.
Are we doing this streamed, or is this just?
I think streamed would be entertaining, just as a flavor variety. Because I know I don't think you've put something back in on your Monday slot, have you?
I have not. I have had a couple of ideas, but I'm definitely open to this one.
Since you have such a great enjoyment of wanting to murder hobo, I figure I give you a little bit of murder hobo to make up for the fact that
the last
Rev is a walking needle generator.
Walking meme generator is all I heard. I don't know what exactly you said.
Needle generator.
Yeah.
He's like a porcupine. Rev is like a porcupine. Yes.
I believe that. I feel like he's very much prickly, or just a prick.
Oh, no. We need to get Rev to play an awakened porcupine, because it would be freaking hilarious to have him raging around as a barbarian as an awakened porcupine with cliche phrases. Or something equally silly and ridiculous.
Interesting.
What if we split and I do an awakened razorback?
That works too.
We'll have to figure something out. I'm not opposed. I don't know Pathfinder that well outside of the basics.
2E is cakewalk to learn. So.
And also, I don't think I have any materials.
It's about the same learning curve as 5E, except that all the resources are free and easily available online, and you don't have to pay fuck all for it.
Because Archives of Nephis has all the rules you need. I think the only thing that you have to actually pay for if you want it is like the actual lore stuff.
Yeah, the only thing you got to pay for is a Roll20 subscription if you don't want to see ads when you first start Roll20.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that the founder? What's the word?
It's what I typically use when I run stuff.
Gotcha. There was a word I just couldn't. Platform. That's the word.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to.
There you go. That's my outro. I have plans.
Yeah. There you go. Alterios, what do you got for feedback for tonight and any other outro-y related comments?
Wow, ship combat takes a bit.
It does, but it was fun for me. I know that much. Other than the fact that I lost one of my
That's not what she said.
I was also gonna ask you a question. Have you run the Deathwatch TTRPG?
I have not.
Okay.
Why? I'm scared.
Oh, just curious, since you're doing Rogue Trader, because Deathwatch is built on the same system.
This is the first. Let's just say 40K game that I have GM'd. And of course, as we all know, when it comes to the older versions, anything before Wrath and Glory, the engine, for lack of a better thing to call it, is basically the same. There's some specificity for each of the 4 or 5 different titles, but fundamentally they're all the same. I realize that's kind of sacrilege to say it like that, but the engine is the same, and it's tweaked for each book.
Yeah. I ran it and was a salamander, and it was fun.
I do have Deathwatch because a year-ish ago, I don't remember exactly when.
Did you have a burning passion for that character?
He's talking to you because of Salamander.
I was gonna say he went down in a literal blaze of glory, killing the main lictor that was following us, and piloting a hunk of Space Hulk away from a hive city. So yeah.
What I can't remember what Humble Bundle. That's what it was. There was a Humble Bundle about a year or so ago that had something like 30-ish titles. Excuse me, for Rogue Trader and Deathwatch. And so I grabbed it. It was a ridiculous amount of content, and it was ridiculous. It was like for $20 or $30, grabbing 30 books. And Deathwatch was one. I took a look through it. I thought about doing some stuff with Deathwatch. Got some feedback from Grimdark James. A couple of you know who he is. Got some feedback from him as far as, running Deathwatch versus running anything else in the 40K universe. Effectively, there's a lot of ups and downs with the tempo and the tempo. Moments where you're up to your eyeballs shooting at things, and then moments where things are quiet. Whereas with Rogue Trader, you get something a little bit more evened out. You don't have quite as much in the peaks and valleys.
Yep. The thing that goes by the fastest is ship combat, I'll have to say.
Okay. You know what? I'm just going to throw it out there. I understand Rodances has reservations about ship combat. Is anybody not enjoying ship combat right now?
Oh, I'm enjoying it. I just feel bad for Rodance until...
Okay.
I don't know if the solution is we take more damage so she has more morale to try to to do, or if as her character progresses, she will fit into some of the shipboard combat roles better.
Yeah, I don't have access to any of the other skills out of my rank 1 stuff. Next rank, I think I should do a bit better. But the other main role I qualify for, I need either command or tech use to really use. So.
Is there any in the foreseeable future? Is it perception that you have as an unskilled, so it has your?
Yeah, I mean, I could I could probably pick up scrutiny. I'd have to double check to see how far up the tree that is for me.
So above the table, if you do certain things a bunch, it prevents the option for you to buy it as a advanced skill.
The elite advancement, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, but at your discretion, obviously. So
I would have to. The short answer to summarize.
I already got one of those. That's how I got security, and that was expensive.
Yeah, they can be because it's something in the neighborhood of like double or even triple.
Yeah, it was 500 minimum.
Yeah, but I will at some point in the near future take a look and see what we can finagle to make it a little bit more reasonable. Because
like I could pick up ciphers and stuff, and I can do the comms portion of like the Voxmaster. But I can at next rank I can get scrutiny, so I actually get a lot more access with a bit more experience.
Okay, so you're gonna pick up scrutiny anyway.
I'm just in the sucky section of rank 1. Doesn't have a lot of actions in ship combat right now for an astropath.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
And about another 2,000 experience, I'll be fine. But until I hit rank 2, I can't buy scrutiny. So
right. Speaking of experience points, because I should have done that before we went to the feedback and outro section. Everybody, go ahead and take 200 XP for last week, and another, let's call it 200 for tonight, because the combat isn't quite over yet.
But we blew up a ship.
But the other ship is about to get raided.
So how many total experience should we be at? Because by my math, that's 6,550.
That sounds about right. I unfortunately have not been keeping track of how much experience I've been awarding out, and that's something I need to get better on.
All that should have the same XP.
So yes. I was gonna say I have 6650.
That's what she said, I think. No, that was not a joke. I think that's literally
the number
she just said.
That means I haven't been tracking. So what's everybody's total XP spent and they have left over to spend right now? Because it should be the same number for everybody.
It should be, yeah.
I haven't spent anything past 5,000.
My total would have been 6,400.
Did you miss an episode though?
Yeah, I believe he was.
The very first one. We just added 400 more, right?
Tonight, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because with tonight,
it puts me at 6,400.
And if I remember right, the first episode you guys only got 200 XP because we really didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Yeah, because like today, after today's total, I have 6,550. So that put me like 150 experience ahead of him, which makes sense if he missed like the first episode.
Yeah.
Being like 150 point difference sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a power outage, so I'm having to fix something. So you said yours was 6,550?
Yes, total. I still have XP to spend, of course, but if I totaled up both sets of values, that's how much I would have. I know one session we got like 50, so it made for an odd number. But
yeah, because I do 200 per session, and then if you overcome obstacles or complete combat, it's plus 50, and then it's plus 50 for anything towards an endeavor. And then there's
unfortunately, like I said, I had a power outage, so my XP, the only thing that I changed on the sheet, doesn't look like it got properly saved. So I'm assuming that I was showing that I would have 700, so mine would have been 5,650, but I feel like 6,650, but I feel like that is probably wrong.
That's you and me both 6,650. So
okay, then that might be right.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I felt like I was off.
Okay, so yeah, the 7. So if The only thing I need to do is I spent some of that on a skill, and I need to go remind myself of which skill I spent that on, and fix that on my character sheet. But yeah, so I have 700 to spend and 5,950 unspent.
All right. Alterios, did you have anything else? I kind of interrupted there because I forgot the whole experience point thing, but I want to make sure you got everything you wanted to say before I move on, as far as outro-y, feedbacky stuff.
There was something else, I forgot it.
Well, if you think about it, obviously you can DM me or just drop it in Discord or what have you. Darius?
Right. Yes.
Feedback, outro-y comments.
Well, I kind of got excited when Pathfinder was mentioned, but then it got mentioned that it was second ed. So my hopes were dashed.
You're not a fan of 2E, huh?
No. I'm not a fan of 5 ed for D&D either.
Really?
5 ed and 5.5 is kind of ugh. 2E is at least more interesting, and they cleaned up a lot of the crud.
I might be in the minority when I say this. Fuck 4.0
I
first
prefer
off.
Pathfinder first.
I find 3.5 D&D and Pathfinder 1 more or less similar. More or less.
They are.
I know, but also more enjoyable to the way I remember growing up with D&D in general, AD&D, etc. This is obviously strictly my opinion. 5 is pretty cool for what it is, don't get me wrong. Austin says, try Burning Wheel. He can help with the books.
Burning Wheel, is it the name of the ship?
No. It's a book. It's a RPG series.
I know.
Shut up, Brad. Fucking me up here. At any rate, Burning Wheel is something I need to look into. I've been kind of curious. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard it so many times, especially over on AP Gaming Reel, in his community. I hear it a lot, so it's something that it's kind of like floating on the edges of my radar, and so one day I will take a look and try to figure it out, and I don't know if I'll do anything with it, of course, but I'm curious to see what it entails. Darius, we got a little bit off and a bit, as I like to say, tangentialized. Please, let's get back on track, and what else do you got, other than, the Pathfinder woes, as it were?
Well, I am enjoying the ship combat. And I'm looking forward to the boarding action.
Okay. I will have to make sure I include some Chaos Demons just to really fuck with you guys.
I was gonna say, is there going to be a singular Space Marine in the fucking?
It'll be a Noise Marine Scout, 100 points if you can figure out why I said that one.
Because it was in the other campaign that you're in.
Okay, you don't get 100 points, Brad. Fuck off. You're right.
So what he's saying is Rev gets a bonus 200 for finding the right button to push.
No, He doesn't get any extra points for pushing any of my buttons, ever.
You like it when I push your buttons.
Shut up, Rev. Just shut your face. Darius, you got anything else?
Rev is over here singing blurred lines.
It's literally fucking hurting cats with you guys. God damn it, man. Warner, help me out, please.
Word crabs.
That's a great song. Anyway, had a great time. I do think that ship combat went a little quicker this time. We're starting to get a hang of things, and I really do appreciate the extra work that you put in to get things nailed down. So I wanted to give you that feedback.
I appreciate that. Thank you. As a point of fact, especially in support of what you just said, when we finished last session, we had only completed 2 rounds of combat, ship combat. Tonight, we have completed a total of 7, so 5 rounds for tonight. And next week's combat, which will be ground-based, will probably be the end of the ship combat, depending on how things go.
Maybe I want to blow up the burning wheel.
There is no burning wheel, Rev. Get over the wheel of fire. My God. Yeah,
Okay,
did you hear that? This time my 10-year-old is talking shit in the background, and you know what he said? What the heck is what he said.
The flaming bush, or whatever it is.
I barely heard you. Only because for that brief second, everything was quiet. Warner, you got anything else before I go to the madman himself?
No, I just wanted to say thanks, and I felt like things went much smoother this time. So
I agree. I think the hardest, or the parts that slowed down the most, was you guys trying to figure out what you wanted to do. But that's kind of the reason, or the point, You know, that's when things should slow down. Is when you guys as a group try to figure out how to move forward. I, as the GM, just have characters more or less running on scripts.
Well, if you think about it, it's a better turn efficiency than D&D because each round lasts, what, 5 seconds? It's a fairly short amount in the game, but they can take hours to play out a short combat. So like, each of it didn't take us 30 minutes to make a ship maneuver turn. So actually, we were more efficient.
Theoretically, yeah.
Oh, and just to make sure that I'm not hearing things, we all agreed that 6,600 was the total, right?
6650.
XP.
Unless you were not here for the first session. 66.
I was here.
I think Darius wasn't around yet for the very first session. I think he joined on the second one.
I wasn't saying that anybody shouldn't. I just was saying as a generality, unless you were not here for the first session.
Gotcha.
Then 6650 should be the total.
Okay. Give me about 2 seconds to see what my son needs, and then I will get feedback.
Throw another towel at him.
No, he's fine. Be right back.
Rev, are you looking at your pawn?
No. What have you done to my pawn?
I have no idea.
Why is there a dice floating in the air?
I don't know, but your fucking pawn is orbiting it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I can't actually move my figure still.
I can't click on it either.
Who has anchored? So I figured out why we can't move the figure. It's somehow become anchored to this dice.
That is amazing. And you know what? I saved this table just in case I needed it for the next episode. That is wild. Rev, why don't you give us your feedback, outro, comments so I can cut you off mid-sentence and say that's it.
Well, so once upon a time.
That's it. We're done.
Okay.
No, come on, man. Give me something substantial, not this argumentative bullshit that we throw at each other all the time.
I didn't think that was argumentative.
It was definitely bullshit. Okay, my son, you hear my son in the background? He just said it's a love-hate relationship. Even though he's supposed to be going to bed.
Omar, it's just a love-love relationship, admit it.
No, it's all hate. I guarantee it.
Rev just thinks you're an M.
Wow.
No, I think he's a 10. Anyway, no, thank you for not throwing a Huskarl at us.
Oh, yes. That will be next session.
Huskarl? What?
He's referring to at least one, if not 2 or 3, individual engagements from Blood and Glory, my King Arthur Pendragon role-playing game series.
He thought things were too easy, so he took a character for a much, much harder level and said, here, fight this. It'll be fine.
It wasn't as bad as he's making it out to be.
You killed your own son.
Okay, that's true.
One of your son's first role-playing experience.
No, it was literally his first TTRPG character, and I ended up killing him about a half dozen episodes in.
Look, man, all I'm saying is that if he was playing AD&D and rolled a wizard, he wouldn't have had too much different experiences.
I listen. Rodance and Rev were there when I did it. I think Rodance was there.
Uh-huh.
I felt bad. I really did. But the way the dice ended up going, like it. You know how it is. The dice tell a story, and it went that way. I felt bad, and
the dice tell the story. I certainly didn't have any impact giving a boss character they should not have even seen.
At any rate,
at twice that level.
Okay, I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes, but
just the dice, man.
Listen, it was a fucking Saxon chieftain or some shit that came at you, and he had a much better roll than my son did.
I don't care if it was a tuba or a saxophone. It was too big of an instrument for us to fight at that point.
Whatever. All right. Rev, anything else? Next week, you're getting fucking chaos demons of some sort. I guarantee it now.
As long as I can have the Ogren with a frying pan fight the chaos demon.
It's not a frying pan. It's a cast iron skillet. With all the proper seasonings.
Fine.
Alright. Well, that is it for us here tonight. Actually, let me address these comments really quick. Thunder Queen is talking about how I've been called out, and that's the way they learn, is the hard way. I agree, 100%. And yes, we are using dice. You probably didn't see them a whole lot unless you were watching when the tabletop simulator was open, but we do have actual, digital virtual dice that we roll around for our results.
And they're absolute garbage sometimes.
Yes, they do roll like shit. Usually against me, or for me, rather. Sometimes otherwise. Oh, no, there was somebody playing with some dice, because apparently one of the figures on the table and one of the dice somehow got linked together, and so when you moved one, the other one went with it. I don't understand what happened. I haven't figured it out, and I'm not about to try to figure it out. We're going to wrap it up and call it a night. That is it for us here tonight. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed the show, please consider liking and subscribing, either here on Twitch or on YouTube. Please also consider joining our Discord server, the link for which can be found in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. Or, of course, as I did a little bit earlier, exclamation point Discord will show you the link in chat, so you can come and hang out on the Discord server as well. Lastly, feel free to leave your comments and likes on the YouTube video, and I will be sure to answer in a reasonable time. I will certainly make the effort. 24 to 48 hours, sometimes 72, depending on what I got going on, or how long it takes for the notification to get generated and thrown at me. And so that is it for tonight. Stay safe out there, my friends. This world is a grimdark world, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we're out of here. Have a good night. See you next time.